make sure that you do well in school and that you listen to your instructors, you listen to your teachers, you listen to your leaders, and you take in and learn from them. Because from then on, from the time you move to when you're 16 or when you turn 18, ukipata hiyo ID, saa zile unaenda kuchukua ID, inasema you're responsible for your life. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. So that's the first thing. Now, I'm in the technology business, which is a fast-changing landscape. When I was growing up, I did not have access to the internet. Actually, I touched a computer for the first time when I was 12. No, actually 13. There are children out there who get to use computers at age 5 or 6 or 7. But we live in a competitive landscape where you as a young person in Kenya are in competition with other young people all around the world. And what is the equalizer? The internet and technology. You can be and you can be at the same level and even better than them because you have access to the tools to make you better. And more so, you're getting access to people who are helping you and they're inspiring you to see other possibilities, right? How many of you have access to the internet? Please put your hand up. Even on your phone? Ukinunua bundles? Okay. What do you use it for? Do you use it to access, what do you use it for? If I could get just a few answers of how you use the internet. Or you can just say, I'll say it. Fantastic. He uses the internet to learn, to do practice. Oh, okay, fantastic. He uses the internet to research and to figure out information on practicals like chemistry. So that's really fantastic. Now, I'd like for you to remember that the internet can be an equalizer for you if you use it to not only educate yourself, but also to create. And you need to become a self-starter. So you need to stay curious. If you're curious about chemistry, use the internet to find out more. Use the internet to learn and to give yourself even more skills to complement what it is you're being given and you're being instructed. How many of you have access to a computer? Put your hand up. Even high up, I want to see what percentage of students here have access to a computer. Even if you're borrowing or going over to a friend's place or the library or the school lab, how many of you have access? That's a big number. Now, that is very, very encouraging because you have a path to help you to find out things like Code Academy or Khan Academy. And there are things called MOOCs. These are online courses that you can take that can complement your interests. So stay curious and use the internet not only as a tool to research and to learn, but also to connect with others. You are part of the most connected generation. When we were growing up, we did not have the sort of access that you have. Even if it's limited, it's very, very important to not take that for granted, right? Because it's a pathway for you to connect with others based on your interests and to also increase the number of skills that you have. And it's also a pathway to learn about the global trends in whatever it is you're interested in. So if you're interested in technology, it's very important to be aware of the things that are happening in the technology world. If you're interested in business, if you're interested in banking, I heard that you heard from the governor of the central bank today. So it's incredible to be able to hear from such luminaries. But what that tells you is that you have access to hear what were his most recent statements about interest rates, or what can you learn from the things that are happening in that sector, right? Does that make sense? Good. So you need to be a self-starter, stay curious, use the internet and use the tools to actually connect and find out more. In the area of technology, which is what I'm interested in, which I work in, some of the things that we need you, the young people, to remember is that we are part of this very important country called Kenya. And your curiosity and your skills are needed because in the world of cybersecurity, these are threats around, these are threats to our networks, threats to our banking systems. These things exist. We need you to start learning the skills to protect our systems. You are the future heroes of this country. You are. You truly are. You may watch those shows where you see Jack Bauer, or is it, I don't know. So which shows do you watch that have heroes? Or Creed, the movie Creed, if you've seen that. But you are the future heroes. You're the ones who are going to help protect our systems, our banking systems, our information systems. Please figure out how you can learn and you can add to your skills, particularly around cybersecurity, around information security, and also in the world of making actual devices. If you're interested in electronics, there is Fab Academy online, which you can find out about, and it can help you to learn about how to make circuits, how to make actual devices. Like the company that I'm part of, which is Brick, it has hardware engineers. They've just put together a weather station, and they will be adding sensors to figure out what are the pollution levels in Nairobi. There'll be many other ideas that you will need to come up with, but the key thing is that you need to use the internet, you need to use the computers, and you need to use the teachers and the people around you to make things, because that's how we will become great as a country. We don't only consume. You are the future heroes and you are the future producers of things from various sectors that we have not even imagined yet. I mentioned the fact that you're the most connected generation. And I don't mean that in terms of devices. I mean that in terms of opportunity. I mean that in terms of the people right next to you. I mean that in terms of the most connected to your teachers, to your counselors, to society. You are connected, right? And with that connection, you need to think about the idea of openness and collaboration. It is not enough to have a good idea. All of us may have wanted to invent Facebook, but it's Mark Zuckerberg, and he didn't do it alone, by the way. Most of the big things that were achieved in this world were not done by a single individual. They were done by excellent, fantastic teams. So that is something you'll need to learn. You'll need to learn how to excel, not only as a leader, but how to assemble a great team and how to have a highly functional, efficient team, because that is how you will succeed. Does that make sense? How many of you have had to work in teams? Put your hands up. High up, I want to see. Good. Those teams teach you a lot, not only about team dynamics, but also how to be a leader. So take those opportunities very, very seriously and enjoy them, because some of the most incredible things are done in interactions with your team members. And I mentioned curiosity, and there are different boxes out there. There are different disciplines. There are different options for you to study. Now, with the fast pace of technological advancement and the fast pace of business and entrepreneurship, one of the things that you need to start looking at is the spaces between those boxes. The space between computer science and art. The space between computer science and politics. Data science. The space between physics and biology. There are many permutations of knowledge as things progress. You might have an interest in astronomy, but there is such a strong link between astronomy and physics. But then there's also a link between astronomy, physics, and art. And that's where the most interesting things will come from, when you explore the space between boxes, the space between disciplines. But right now, what you need to do is focus. You need to focus, and you need to complete your studies, and you need to complete them in an excellent way to open that first door that you need to open for yourself. Because like I said when I began this speech, the moment you turn 18, or the moment you're done with high school, the responsibility for your life and for yourself lies with you. There have been doors that have been opened for you, and you now have to open more doors yourself. And in future, it would be really fantastic for you to open the door for others. Just as doors are being opened for you, find ways to open the door for others, to help them along, and to help them to learn, and to also find out what they're curious about, find out what they're passionate about, and find out what they'd like to achieve in this world. Thank you very much, and I'll be happy to take questions at this particular time. While we are assembling the questions, just a little bit of background. I don't think we gave you background on myself. I didn't have a slideshow or anything. I'm one of the co-founders of Ushahidi, which is a crowdsourcing platform and a software organization that spans the world. The software that was created here in 2007 has now been used in over 150 countries, and is currently a very important data platform for gathering information. If you're active on Twitter, you can follow @Ushahidi. And then I'm also one of the founding members of Brick, which is a hardware company based in Kenya that makes technology solutions for connectivity and also for education. I'd really love to hear from you. Ask me. I'd love to hear your questions.
Questions for Juliana? I know it's after lunch, so we're a little slow, but I think we should be able to ask questions. Can I? Yes, I can see a young man in green there.